Merry Christmas, everybody. Double tap, hit the like button. Merry Christmas, Merry Maga Christmas, man. Everybody, come on in, man. How's everybody doing, man? Double tap, hit the like. Merry Maga Christmas, man. It's a lot going on right now. I had to tap in with y'all, man. I didn't leave y'all. I didn't leave y'all. A lot of people, I couldn't leave my deplorables. You think I couldn't leave my deplorables without a MAGA Christmas episode? Yeah, man. I had to give you one, man. I had to give you a mega Christmas episode. So double tap, hit the like button. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. Thank you to YouTube. Merry Christmas to YouTube, man. Merry Christmas to YouTube and Merry Christmas to YouTube. Merry Christmas to YouTube and Merry Christmas to YouTube. Double tap and hit the like button, man. How's everybody doing today, man? You know, last time, man, when I came on, man, my volume wasn't working that good. So anybody real quick, man, make sure you double tap. Let me know how my volume sound. Make sure we sounding good in the headphones, man. Make sure we sounding good in the headphones, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby. Merry Christmas. We're gonna have a live MAGA episode today, man. Yeah, man, we gonna celebrate, man. You already know what we talking about, man. The ACA dies, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, man. It's on a time clock. Tick, 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 tick. The death note was signed by Mike Johnson, man. Come on in, we're gonna talk about it, man. There's more to talk about. We're gonna talk about the Schedule 1 reclassification, legalize it, man. We're gonna talk about all that. I got a couple things I want to talk about, man. High power, high energy. I want to say what's up to the Patriots, what's up to the deplorables. Merry Christmas, America. Merry Christmas 2025. President Trump had a fire year all year. We've been doing it since the beginning, man, since the inauguration. You know, the big beautiful bill went in on January 3rd. So every day, I mean, back in March, they were talking about over 100 executive orders. At this point, how many executive orders is it now, man? I mean, we just flow. And the schedule, the reclassification, is that an executive order? You know what I'm saying? Like reclassification from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. That's not actually going through Congress. That's just Trump directing the DOJ to do so. So is that considered executive order? How many executive orders, man? Because I remember back in March, people was complaining about this is the most executive orders ever. We got 3 more years, man. 3 more years. How many executive orders? Does anybody know how many executive orders from Trump? How many executive orders? Anybody know this year? Because I mean, we went from Let's Go Brandon, Sleepy Joe. We went from Let's Go Brandon, Sleepy Joe to the most productive president that we've ever had. You know what I'm saying? And you can count that by a lot of different ways. 225 executive orders, almost hard to believe. I had to look it up myself just to verify. 225 executive orders in the second term, 2025 alone, according to official Federal Register. They range from EO 14147 to EO 14371. This total surpasses the 220 executive orders he signed during his entire first term. So only in the first year, Donald Trump only been in his second term. Donald Trump is a lame duck president. I mean, we can contrast, juxtapose this information against lame duck presidents. How many lame duck presidents executive orders have they signed? But a lot of people leave that out. A lot of people don't know what a lame duck president is. And most of the time when you have a lame duck president like Obama in his second term, you have the most unproductive presidency. If you remember, Obama in his second term was stalled by the Republicans in the Senate. He wasn't allowed to get across any nominations. And my boy said he messing with some Schedule 3 right now. Shout out to you, Chief Smoke a Lot 64, man. Shout out to you. So Obama, just an example of how the Democrats lack political prowess. Obama in his second term was a true definition of a lame duck president. When I bring up lame duck, put it in the chat, hashtag lame duck. Lame duck describes a second term president that typically doesn't have the same motion, as we say now, the young people say motion, or the same influence as he did in the first term, right? In the first term, typically, like Trump right now in his second term has the House and the Senate. This is very unique for a lame duck president. Usually in a president, you would go first term, second term. You wouldn't have this 4-year interruption, this Biden interruption. That's going to go down in history history, when our kids study history and they look at the Trump presidency and they see the 8 years, but then they see this 4-year break and how the country fared during this 4 years and what Donald Trump had to deal with in the second term. In retrospect, it's going to be a great thing to study in American politics, right? How it happened, why it happened, you know what I'm saying? Not just the how and the why, but the how and the why from the beginning. I mean, it's going to go back to 2016 because everybody would think Hillary Clinton would have won and should have won, right? Hillary Clinton would have won and should have won. Thinking about it, think about the multiverse and different timelines, right? Think about kids in the future, right? And thinking about like how this timeline, like kids in the future, like, damn, how did I end up on the Trump timeline? Because through everything you would think about, Hillary Clinton should have won and there should have been a different trajectory, right? But Hillary Clinton didn't win. Donald Trump won, right? And then Donald Trump changed the directory of the country, whether people like it or not. There was a different direction under Hillary Clinton and the platform under the DNC, right? This whole Make America Great. When people think about what resonates about a MAGA Christmas, why does MAGA resonate so much? Why is it more than just words? Putting America first when we talk about all the conflicts that we had geopolitically when Trump took office, right? But not just in 2024, 2025, but back to 2016, because if you recall, this Ukraine issue has been brewing going back to 2014 under the old Biden and Barack Obama presidency, right? Remember, we had Libya under Hillary Clinton. We had this whole day of revolution in the Ukraine under Joe Biden's policy, right? So when we talk about a MAGA Christmas, it's not just MAGA right now. Double tap everybody coming in right now. What we talking about right now as we start off our MAGA Christmas celebration, double tap, hit the like button, subscribe. I started off by talking about how many executive orders, and it's fitting, right? Today is the 25th, right? Today is the 25th. Merry MAGA Christmas, Merry Trumpmas, and how many executive orders? 225. Is so fitting, right? As of December 25th, 2025, Donald Trump has signed 225 executive orders, right? In the first year, this surpasses the 220 executive orders he signed in a 4-year term. That's what we're talking about, both terms, right? We're talking about 2016, we're talking about 2025, because in a 4-year time span, Donald Trump signed 220 executive orders. Now, just keep this in context. Let's keep it in context. We having a fire show. Double tap at the like button. Keep in context. When his first administration signed 220 executive orders, you have to understand that's including Operation Warp Speed, right? That's including Operation Warp Speed because during that time we were hit with COVID and a pandemic. So even including Operation Warp Speed, where he had authority to supercharge the vaccine process that he handed over to Biden, gave Biden the solution, right? He still did 220 executive orders in 4 years. To show a contrast, Trump has only been president in his second term. We're talking about a lame duck presidency, right? Because that's why we're talking about Obama in his second term and Joe Biden. But we're talking about a lame duck presidency. That the fact that Donald Trump is in his second term, his first term, 220 executive orders. In his second term, we're already at 225. We're only 12 months in. We got another 3 years. So the next question logically, legitimately has to be, how many executive orders will Trump sign in this administration? And keep in mind, contextually, as we have this conversation, we're talking about a lame duck president. And remember, we framed it, we bookended that typically lame duck presidents, lame duck, i.e. second term, right, second administration, don't have the motion that Donald Trump has with having the House and the Senate and being able to pass one of the largest legislation that we've seen in 10 years, like $1 trillion legislation. I'm talking about the big, beautiful bill. If you didn't know, think about this. When the Democrats talk about contextually how Donald Trump is doing or not doing in his approval numbers, that's all hoopla propaganda. Remember, he sued ABC 15 million. He sued CBS 17 million. He's suing the BBC. The reality is the numbers I'm giving you now, right? The productivity that I'm speaking to right now, you cannot ignore, right? The $1 trillion revenue from the tariffs, right? We're talking about 1776 going to the troops after for a democratic shutdown. Do you know, as we talk about 2026, I'm doing my show, right? I research politics. You know what I hear from political pundits in 2026? That the Democrats have accepted and adopted the fact that shutdowns are good. Can we get that in the chat? The Democrats have accepted and said out loud, they're not hiding it anymore. I know some people don't know it in the chat, but the Democrats, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Chuck, they're not hiding it anymore. Hakeem Jeffries, they have said out loud that shutdowns are good and they see them as a viable political tactic in 2026. So if the Democrats win, and they won't, they have no chance, they have any people to vote. But if they do, they see shutdowns as a viable tactic. This is a pertinent conversation because we are talking about a ticking time bomb. We are talking about the Affordable Care Act. Tick, 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 boom. We are talking about Obamacare dying today. December 25th is Wakanda. Black Panther dies today. Put it in the chat. Black Panther dies today. What proof you want? Double tap, hit the like button, hit it in the super chat. Double tap, hit the like button. I said today, December 25th, Merry Christmas, Wakanda. Merry Christmas, Black Panther. Black Panther dies today. The Affordable Care Act finally, the Affordable Care Act arrived on life support. Can we get some understanding? I said the Obamacare arrived on life support. What do you mean Obamacare arrived on life support? It never was what he promised. Obamacare never was what he promised, right? When the government shut down, it never happened. It proves to all of us that we don't need government. I'm gonna put you out with that stupid shit. I'm gonna put you on timeout with that stupid shit. Come with a better comment next time. Let's put him on timeout. You know what I'm saying? The Affordable Care Act arrived on life support. I can't breathe. The Affordable Care Act arrived on life support. Barack Obama, when he ran, just like Marani in New York, remember he made a promise. He had a 3-point plan. Free buses, right? He said rent freezes and free child care. Well, Barack Obama promised free health care. Remember Bernie Sanders, free health care. You didn't get free health care, right? Barack Obama ran on the fact that every major country in the world has free health care. Israel has free health care paid for by America. So Barack Obama said, we're going to have free health care, right? We should have free health care. Other people have free health care, including countries that we pay for to have free health care. Shouldn't Americans have free health care? Everybody said, yay, hope and change. Barack Obama's going to give us free health care. Hope and change. Everybody voted for the king of Wakanda, the black mama, Obama, to give us free health care. But Barack Obama went to Washington, D.C. with Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and the deep state, and they said, oh, we can't do it. We can't do it. You know, remember they said we can't do gay marriage. He promised gay marriage. First they said we can do what did they call it? They called it we can do legal unions, civil unions. But remember Biden had that big faux pas. It was Biden sitting next to Obama. Obama couldn't do nothing by itself. Biden was always messing it up. Oh, we can't do gay marriage. We're gonna do civil unions, remember? And then they said we can't do free health care, but we're gonna come up with something. And they said we're gonna come up with something called Obamacare. And everybody's like, okay, we love Obama, your mama, the king of Wakanda. I vote for Obamacare. But when we finally got it, it wasn't what the Democrats promised. It wasn't free health care, right? What actually happened is it made the insurance companies trillions of dollars, and it arrived on life support. What do I mean? Well, Obamacare never was solvent. It never was finished. Remember when they passed it? Hey, we're going to need the American people to help us make Obamacare better, because I know you want free health care. You deserve free health care, but the naughty insurance companies wouldn't let us do it. Oh, Democrats, right? So they couldn't do free health care. And then Obama says, we need your help. We need to make Obamacare better, because what I am explaining to you is Obama came in 2008, but for some reason in 2022, the Democrats and the Democratic Congress needed to put subsidies into the Affordable Care Act. Why? Anybody in the classroom want to answer? Why did the Affordable Care Act still need saving 15 years later? Anybody in the chat know? Does anybody, because they lied to you? The Democrats lied to you. No one talks about these real numbers. They want to talk about Trump. Trump this and Trump that. Trump is the greatest president that we've ever had. These are realities that they are not sharing with you. Obamacare expires in a matter of days. Today is Christmas. I am the Black Santa Claus. I am coming with down the chimney of the projects with gifts for all of my deplorables. And the number one gift for Christmas this year is the fact that Obamacare is dead. We no longer have to celebrate Barack Obama's failures. Barack Obama's failures will no longer be celebrated by Republicans in America anymore because Barack Obama healthcare dies December 31st. The Barack Obama idea, the hope, the dream is done. No more lies, no more rumors, no more conjecture. Barack Obama, ACA, Obamacare dies. Thank you, Mike Johnson. There will be no vote. You know why there's no vote? Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Does everybody understand why Barack Obama is in the Affordable Care Act will be no more December 31st? Well, the Affordable Care Act subsidies expire on December 31st. Now, you thinking there's going to be a vote. No, Mike Johnson, the majority leader of the Republican-led House, sent everybody home for Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Mike Johnson, the Republican leader, majority leader of the House, sent everybody home for Christmas and said there will be no vote on the Affordable Care Act subsidies until 2026. That means he is going to let Barack Obama's dream die. Can we get a double? Affordable Care Act dies. Mike Johnson goes down in history for stalling the vote, keeping the party line, and making sure the Democrats have to fight from behind. Democrats now have to deal with in 2026 and 2028. You now have to tell the American people, why did the subsidies expire? Why did Obamacare fail? It's your baby. You wrote the bill. You passed it into law. You made the subsidies temporary. You now have to explain to the American people why Obamacare expired. Expired, died, gone, bye-bye, poof. What word do you guys want to use? Do you want to use expired? Do you want to use dead on arrival? What word do you want to use for the Affordable Care Act? Whatever word it is, it's done. It's done. They expire on December 31st. But what else is happening? The big, beautiful bill. We are talking about Donald Trump's first year of his second term. 225 executive orders in 12 months. That is a record. I'm going to say it again. 225. Today is the 25th. Today is 2025. This is an epic podcast. This was meant to happen. You're meant to be here. This is no mistake. This is the greatest presidency that you will ever did see. I said it's December 25th. It is 2025, and Trump has signed 225 executive orders in 12 months. In the 4 years he was president during his first term, he only signed 220. Do you understand President Trump is a lame duck president? How many people in the chat understand what a lame duck president is? He can never run for president again. This is his last and final term. Typically, second term presidents don't have this type of motion. They don't have the Senate and the Congress. They don't pass trillion-dollar legislation. When they tell you Trump has had an unsuccessful administration, please remind them that he is in his second term. Hey, the Roger Report Live just sent a Merry Christmas. Shout out to you, brother. Please remind them that Trump is in his second term and that he passed trillion-dollar legislation. This has never been done before. It's not his first term. Can we just be honest in the reality that we're living in? Trump is in his second term. He's a lame duck president, and even though he can never run for president again, he still had enough influence, right, to pass trillion-dollar legislation. Why are we bringing up the big, beautiful bill? Why are we bringing up the Affordable Care Act dying December 31st, because you need to understand that your life changes in 2026. Can we give them some information? I said, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, all my deplorables, all my degenerates. This is the #1 podcast on YouTube. Back at it like a crack at it, automatic like a fomatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done fast. You know it ain't no more countdown to Christmas. The countdown is to Obama Town. I said the countdown is to Obama Town. Yeah, no more Affordable Care Act. Your affordable, somebody said, I'm confused. Keep listening. Keep listening. You keep listening. Keep listening. Lame duck. A lame duck is when nothing can get passed in the House and the Senate. Thank you, sir. A lame duck is when nothing can get passed in the House and the Senate. It's referred to a president in his second term, typically a second-term president like Obama in his second term. Does anybody remember the Obama presidency? Does anybody remember Obamacare? Do you remember why Obamacare is such a failure? Well, in Obama's second term, Obama was a true lame duck. He needed to fix the Affordable Care Act, right? This is why the Affordable Care Act is still broken in 2022 and expires in 2026. It's because Obama was a lame duck. He wanted another bite at the apple, right? The Democrats thought if Obama won the second term, he would be able to fix the things that he couldn't fix in the Affordable Care Act the first time. Oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, Mitch McConnell and Senate Democrats, shut him down, shut him down, shut him down, shut him down. Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember? Barack Obama was shut down in his second term. I remember he couldn't get nobody onto the Supreme Court. You may ask yourself, why do we have a conservative Supreme Court now? Does anybody know why we have a conservative Supreme Court now? When Barack Obama had an opportunity to put liberal Democrats on the Supreme Court, Mitch McConnell and Senate Democrats stalled him for 2 years and wouldn't allow him to get anybody confirmed. I remember that. Yes, but it was Senate Republican. I just said Mitch McConnell. I just said Mitch McConnell and Senate Democrats stalled Barack Obama. See, that is a lame duck. Barack Obama didn't get nothing done. He got stuck. Barack Obama is a lame duck. President Trump is in his second term and he got the big, beautiful bill passed. President Trump is in his second term and he got the big, beautiful bill passed. $1 trillion legislation. This has never been seen or heard before in a second term from a lame duck presidency, right? So what I am saying to you, if you listen to the media, they will say Trump is not polling high. And I am giving you a different perspective, a perspective you haven't heard. Hey, Trump is having the best second term of a president ever. Have you heard that yet? And this is not conjecture. This is not partisan. Trump is having the best second administration ever, right? And this is a fact. You can look at any, let's just go to Barack Obama. Joe Biden didn't even get a second term. Can we have a real talk? Can we have, it's Christmas. Let's be honest on Christmas. Everybody hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. If you're on your cell phone, hit the screen twice. If you're on your computer, hit the thumbs up. Can we be honest? Joe Biden didn't even get a second term. Joe Biden got yanked out by the DNC. Trump didn't fire Joe Biden. Trump didn't fire Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump didn't fire Nancy Pelosi. Hey, did you guys know Nancy Pelosi is retiring in 2026? Did you know Jasmine Crockett can't run for Congress in the 33rd District of South Dallas? Did you know Marjorie Taylor Brown quit? I'm not making these things up. These are the realities of the political landscape. If there was going to be a blue wave in 2026, Nancy Pelosi wouldn't retire. Can anybody listen to me? I said if there was going to be a blue wave in 2026, Nancy Pelosi wouldn't retire with her $300 million ass. Nancy Pelosi wouldn't retire with with her $300 million. Jasmine Crockett would still be running in the 33rd district of South Dallas, and AOC wouldn't try to primary Chuck Schumer. Marjorie Taylor Greene wouldn't have to quit. These are the realities. Fannie Willis wouldn't have got kicked off the RICO case. I said, if there was this Democratic people, if everybody felt so great about the Democrats, Fannie Willis wouldn't have got kicked off the RICO case. The RICO case wouldn't have got thrown out of Fulton County. Did you know that Fulton County just admitted to 315,000 votes not being signed off and 180 tapes being missing? I said, did you realize Fulton County, the same county that said Donald Trump tried to steal the election, actually was still in the election? You can't make this. I said, allegedly, the same county that tried to frame Trump for stealing the election was allegedly still in the election. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up, man. Fulton County, I just read the story, 315,000 votes not counted, not signed off. Fulton County, 315,000 votes, 180 tapes missing. You know what they said? You know what the voter registration said in Fulton County? They said that they admitted it. There's no investigation. We don't have to investigate if they didn't count the votes. The voter registration said, no, we admit the votes didn't get signed off and the tapes were lost. But what we have done is we have hired brand new leadership. We have a brand new board of directors. We have a brand new standard operating procedures, meaning the way we counted and tallied votes, and it led to 300,000 votes being missing. We're not doing that anymore. Do you guys understand? Fulton County lost 315,000 votes. And what they said was, yes, we acknowledge the votes did not get signed off and legitimized. It's not a legitimate vote. But in order to make sure it never happens again, wait a minute, don't just skip over Donald Trump just got the election stolen from him. How can you skip over Donald Trump just got the election stolen from him? 315,000 votes. Fulton County says we admit it. We didn't count 315,000 votes, but we have a brand new SOP. What? We have a brand new SOP. We're never counting votes like that again. We have a brand new leadership, brand new managers. Whoever was managing the staff who lost those votes got fired. We have a brand new leadership team. Wait a minute. You have a brand new operating procedure, which means you count the votes differently because Donald Trump lost and he should have won. You have brand new managers because the managers were watching the people counting the votes. That's how the votes got lost. You have a brand new board of directors. You have a brand new board of directors to watch over to make sure the leadership administer the brand new standard operating procedures. And she said we are in a brand new building because the building has something to do with the fact that they didn't know how to count the votes properly, right? This is the reality of 2025. Merry Christmas, Trump. Merry Christmas, Maga. What am I saying? I'm saying Merry Christmas because Trump won the election in 2025. What's up, patriots? Merry Christmas, America. It's 2025 and President Donald Trump is the GOAT, the legend. Just unleashed the most savage-based Christmas message on True Social. This holiday welfare, let's go straight from the boss. I said I'm about to read right now. Donald Trump has a message for you and a message for me. I'm going to read it right now. I got a surprise. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Donald Trump has a message. It came out on True Social. Y'all want to read it? I'm going to read it to y'all. Donald Trump has a presidential announcement on True Social. Merry Christmas. Y'all want to read it? I know a lot of people busy. They've been opening gifts, cooking dinner. That's why you watching Perfect Timing Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Double tap, hit the like button. #1 podcast, a political podcast. We having a good time tonight, man. Let's read the Trump True Social Merry Christmas from Donald Trump right here. Here we go. Merry Christmas to all, including many sleazebags. Is a crazy Donald Trump. This is real. Merry Christmas to all, including the many sleazebags who love Jeffrey Epstein. Gave him bundles of money, went to his island, attended his party, and thought he was the greatest guy on earth, only to drop him like a dog when things got too hard. Falsely claimed they had nothing to do with him and didn't know him. Said he was a disgusting person and then blame, of course, President Donald Trump. who was actually the only one who did drop Epstein, and long before it became fashionable to do so. When their names got brought out in the ongoing radical left witch hunt, plus one low-life Republican Massey. Oh, somebody put hashtag Massey in the chat. It was revealed that there are Democrats, there will be a lot of explaining to do. You got some explaining to do, Democrats. You got some explaining to do, much like there was when it was made public that the Russia hoax was fictitious story and a total scam, and nothing to do with Trump. The falling New York Times, among many others, was forced to apologize for their bad, faulty election reporting, even to point out of losing many subscribers due to their highly inaccurate fake coverage. Now the same losers are at it again, only this time so many of their friends, mostly innocent, will be badly hurt and reputations tarnished. But sadly, that's the way in the world of corrupt Democrat politics. Enjoy what may be your last Christmas, President Trump. Enjoy what may be your last Christmas. Enjoy what may be your last Christmas, President Trump, man. Clap it up in the chat, man. Clap it up in the chat, man. President Trump is classic. President Trump is classic. I can't believe I didn't read that. I waited to read it so we could react to it together. Let's go over it again at the first sentence. The first sentence, he says, Merry Christmas. This is the greatest guy. He's the greatest president. He's the greatest for a podcaster, because you be thinking of things what I'm going to talk about today. President Trump always gives me some great things to talk about. Podcast fodder on Mega 10. Merry Christmas to all, including the many sleaze bags who love Jeffrey Epstein, comma. Let's just start right there. Let's just start right there. Let's just start right there. This is President Trump. I've been talking about President Trump being the most productive second-term president. We started off today talking about a lame duck, Barack Obama's lame duck presidency. I started off talking about how Donald Trump is one of the most productive second-term presidents, and I asked people to double-check me in the chat. I said Donald Trump is one of the most productive second-term presidents. He passed the big, beautiful bill in his second-term billion-dollar legislation, and to date, Donald Trump has signed 225 executive orders with 3 more years to go on this term, and he still has the House and the Senate. What else can we do, MAGA? What else can we do, MAGA? We cannot do no wrong. Now, all I wanted to say is no, come on with the repeat. So now we're looking at today. Today is Christmas. And you might say, what you doing on here today on Christmas? I wanted to read to you guys. Today, Donald Trump put out a True Social. Donald Trump said a Merry Christmas, True Social, to all the deplorables and the degenerates. Or if you're a deplorable, put a 1 in the chat. If you're a deplorable, if you're a degenerate, if you're a Maganite, put a 1 in the chat. He sent out a Christmas message to us, and I wanted to read it to everybody. And even if you're not, even if you're not, still you could benefit from hearing this message, right? So Trump starts off the beginning of his True Social Merry Christmas to all the deplorables by saying, Merry Christmas to all, and including many sleaze bags who love Jeffrey Epstein, gave him bundles of money, and went to his island and attended his parties. That's Trump's Merry Christmas. Why is Trump going at the Democrats on Christmas like this? Trump didn't take no days off. How do you get 225 executive orders signed in 12 months? How do you get a big, beautiful bill passed in your second term worth trillions of dollars? Well, you don't take no days off. You don't take off on Christmas. What do you do on Christmas? You attack. You attack like a pit bull, and you strike like a hammer. President Trump is the king of New York, man. President Trump, he didn't take off Christmas. President Trump didn't take off Christmas. He told the Democrats, enjoy what may be your last Christmas. He said the Democrats dropped him like a dog when things got too hot. Now, in 2019, Democrats were still friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Stacey Plaskett was on text message live with Jeffrey Epstein during the prosecution of Michael Cohen. So when President Trump said they stayed friends with Jeffrey Epstein long after Trump, let's read it. I'm going to read it. Everybody sit tight. Double tap it. Everybody sit tight. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's a MAGA Christmas. Double tap with the like button. Share it with a like-minded person. It's a MAGA Christmas. It's a MAGA, Merry MAGA Christmas in the chat right now. Merry MAGA Christmas. Trump could be eating. Trump is a billionaire. Trump is a billionaire. Why is he on Truth Social? Why is he attacking Democrats? Trump is a billionaire. Trump is a billionaire. Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, and Trump said, I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if it's Christmas anymore. MAGA. Woo! MAGA, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all, including many sleazebags who love Jeffrey Epstein, gave him bundles of money, went to his island, attended his parties. Now, when Trump is saying this, I need to remind you that in 2019, they were still friendly to the point where, do you know the DNC still has $35,000 of his money? Could somebody put in the chat $35,000? On my channel, if you subscribe to my channel, you will learn a lot that you don't hear on the liberal media. So on my channel, you know what I did? I broke down for my audience all of the donations. Remember, Jasmine Crockett made a mistake? I showed that mistake. I'm the one who proved Jasmine Crockett was lying. Jasmine Crockett said Republicans got money from Jeffrey Epstein. Jasmine Crockett had to apologize because she got busted out by the Republican who said, no, Republicans never received money from that guy. Instead, they got money from a doctor. The only people that he donated to was Democrats. How many people know that in the chat? The only people that he donated to was Democrats, to the point that the DNC still has $35,000 of his money. How many people knew that? He only donated, and Jasmine Crockett is the reason why we know this to be a fact. How many people knew that? Your favorite well, she's not a congresswoman anymore. She's fired. You remember Donald Trump and The Apprentice? Jasmine Crockett is fired. Your favorite congresswoman from the South District of Dallas 33rd, she's the reason why we know, because she checked the IRS SEC records. She's the reason why we know he only donated to Democrats. Did you guys know that? Huh? Jasmine Crockett made claims that he donated to Republicans. So everybody double checked what Jasmine Crockett said. Jasmine Crockett had to come on TV and admit, I'm sorry, he never donated to Republicans. He only donated to Democrats. And to this day, the DNC still has $35,000 of his money. Now, I bring this up because we're reading Donald Trump. We're reading a Christmas message from Donald Trump. I need to explain to some people in the chat, why would Donald Trump say this? Well, the DNC still has $35,000. Jeffrey Epstein gave so much money to the Democrats, they still have $35,000 of his money. He goes back to giving money to John Kerry. He goes back to giving money to Bill Clinton in his first presidential election. He gave money to Stacey Plaskett, the person he was on the phone with. Remember, he told Stacey Plaskett to press the Stormy Daniels payoff. He gave her money to win. And why is he friends with Stacey Plaskett? Well, Stacey Plaskett is a congresswoman like Jasmine Crockett, but she represents the Virgin Islands. What's so important about the Virgin Islands? Why is this important? Well, his island is in the Virgin Islands. So she is the person who allows him to do whatever he wants to do, because she is the congresswoman over the Virgin Islands. You know, like Ilmar Omar is the congresswoman over Minneapolis, where they stole $1 billion. Was she supposed to be watching it? Well, Stacey Plaskett is the congresswoman over the Virgin Islands, where Jeffrey Epstein was doing all that crazy shit, right? These are the facts. And he's still friends with her in 2019, and he gave her money to run an election. He gave John Kerry money. He gave Bill Clinton money. So when we talk about electoral college, you know, a lot of smart people always say, well, if you vote, your vote. They're talking about something called the electoral college and delegates, right? There are people in America who have so much money and influence that they actually sit on the board of things called the RNC and the DNC, and they choose who's going to run for president. Do you guys remember Joe Biden was fired and then Kamala Harris was chosen? Nobody ever asked who fired Joe Biden and who hired Kamala. What I'm trying to explain to you is that they are electoral college has delegates, and there are rich, powerful people in the world, right, who sit on the board, right, who are decision makers at the DNC, at the RNC. They never run for office. You know, Jeffrey Epstein had pictures with all of these powerful people, and now come to find out he's been funding campaigns on the left going back. Bill Clinton gave him a birthday book. Do you guys remember the birthday book and the birthday note from Bill Clinton? So we're talking about someone who had great influence because Americans don't really understand how power works, right? How does power work, right? Well, you have delegates. There's an electoral college. Does anybody even know who's the members of the electoral college? Does anybody know who these delegates are? Who picked the president, right? You don't pick the president. The electoral college and the delegates do, right? The leaders of the DNC pick who's going to run. Somebody said Joe Biden can't run, and then the same people said Kamala's going to run. I argued this morning that Jeffrey Epstein was one of those people. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that Jeffrey Epstein was one of those people based on his money, his influence, and the people he know and the ties he had at the DNC all the way up to the top, from the Congress to the Senate to the motherfucking president. Jeffrey Epstein and people like him are delegates. These are the electoral college people. These are the people choosing the people who run the country. Huh? This is my argument. I'm not saying, I just want to educate people, right? This is my argument because I think people want you to focus on an island. Hello, everybody in the chat, listen. I think people want you to focus on an island and what happened on the island and not what happened in Washington, D.C. I said, listen to what I'm saying. I said, I think people want you to focus on an island and not what happened in Washington, D.C., right? And that's why Trump is saying Merry Christmas to the Democrats and telling Americans everything the Democrats did, because the Democrats want you to focus on the island, right? And let me get this first Trump net, whatever the hell that is. Let's get these guys out of here. Just say it one time. I respect you. You could troll, you could disagree. Just say it one time. They want you to focus on the island, right? And all these magical things that happen on the island. They don't want you to focus on the politics. Why don't they talk about the politics of Jeffrey Epstein, right? Why was Jeffrey Epstein still friends with Senate Democrats in 2019 during a Trump prosecution? Why was Jeffrey Epstein the architect of said prosecution, telling a congresswoman, press the Stormy Daniels payoff, press the Stormy Daniels payoff? Do you understand how intricately woven into the Democrat politics you have to be on the phone with a sitting congresswoman during a live prosecution, and you are directing her on what to say during questioning? Do you understand the level of influence? And she never was on the island. She never had sex with anybody. The influence he had over Stacey Plaskett came from his money and the people he knew. Do you guys understand what I am positing here? My argument is he is an influential person in America in the global political scheme, and he picked and chose winners and losers. That's the truth. Now, let me read to you what Donald Trump said, because Donald Trump is giving you the breakdown. Merry Christmas, all my deplorables, all my degenerates, all my Maga Knights. Donald Trump said Merry Christmas to all, including the sleazebags who love Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump is a billionaire. Why is he getting at the Democrats on Christmas? I don't know. Merry Christmas to all, including the sleazebags who love Jeffrey Epstein. Gave him bundles of money, went to his island, attended his parties, and thought he was the greatest guy on earth, only to drop him like a dog when things got too hot. He's saying this because they were still friends with him in 2019. Do you guys remember Hakeem Jeffries? I read the letter. Hakeem Jeffries sent him a letter in 2012, or it was after he got convicted. Hakeem Jeffries sent him a letter and said, I want to go to dinner with you so you can donate to my campaign. If you agree to come to dinner, I can get Barack Obama to be at dinner. This is after Jeffrey Epstein is convicted. Do you guys understand what the Democrats are doing, right? And how they don't care about victims. They only care about power. Hakeem Jeffries, we have the letter. We have the letter, right? We have the letter from Hakeem Jeffries being very friendly to a felony criminal, Jeffrey Epstein, after being convicted of some of the most heinous crimes a person can get convicted of. He's already been convicted. Hakeem Jeffries sent him a letter saying, hey, can you please be my friend? I want you to be my friend and support me monetarily. And if you do that, I will have Barack Obama join us for dinner. Buddy, old pal. You're my buddy, old pal. So today, on Christmas, Donald Trump is saying to the Democrats, Merry Christmas, sleazebags. Isn't that a sleazebag? Isn't Hakeem Jeffries a sleazebag? Isn't Stacey Plassick a sleazebag? Who disagrees? They're still friends with the guy. They're still friends. They're taking his money. They're taking his money, right? Merry Christmas, sleazebags who loved Jeffrey Epstein, loved his money, loved his island, loved his parties. They thought he was the greatest guy on earth until they dropped him like a dog when things got hot. Falsely claimed that they had nothing to do with him, even though he was talking to him in 2019. Falsely claimed they had nothing to do with him, didn't know him, and said he was a disgusting person. Did you see the picture of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein in those Versace shirts looking like Puffy and Mace? They look, did you see? They look like Bad Boy 1996. Did you see? I saw Versace shirts. I said, they look like rappers. They look like rappers. They got the shiny shirts on. They got the platinum shiny shirts like Puffy. They got the platinum, but these are white men. These are rich, powerful white men. They got the same shirt that Puffy has on and Mace. They got the shiny Versace shirts on. Silver of all colors they could have wore. They have silver, shiny Versace shirts on during the time when the rappers was wearing it. Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein looking like Puffy and Mace. Looking like Puffy and Mace at a party wearing shiny Versace shirts. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. That's why I'm reading the Truth Social. We're reading Truth Social for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is saying this to the Democrats. They dropped him like a dog when things got hot, falsely claimed they had nothing to do with him, didn't know him, and said he was a disgusting person. And then blame, of course, President Donald Trump, who actually the only one who dropped Jeffrey Epstein, and long before it became fashionable to do so, when their names got brought out in the ongoing radical left witch hunt. Plus, one low-life Republican, Massey, hashtag Massey in the chat. It revealed that the Democrats, they will be a lot of explaining to do. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo boo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Democrats, there are going to be a lot of explaining to do, much like there was when it was made public that the Russia, he said it 3 times. Can y'all say it in the chat 3 times? Russia. Put it in the chat 3 times, everybody. The Russia hoax was a fictitious story and a total scam. Did you know the Russia hoax was a scam? Who knows about Arctic frost, right? No, Trump ain't crying. No, Trump ain't crying, huh? Trump ain't crying, huh? The Democrats is crying, right? The Democrats is crying, right? Boo-hoo-hoo. Absolutely true. Boo-hoo-hoo. Absolutely true. Hey, everybody. Hey, that Maga. Double tap at the like button. Hey, that Maga. Double tap at the like button. Merry Christmas, deplorables. Merry Christmas, degenerates. Merry Christmas from Trump. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all, including the radical left scum that is doing everything possible to destroy our country, but are failing badly. We no longer have open borders. Day one, Trump shut down the border. We no longer have open borders, men and women's sports, transgender for everyone, or weak law enforcement. What we do have is a record stock market and 401ks, lowest crime number in decades, no inflation, and yesterday, a 4.3 GDP. Inflation came in at 2.7. Inflation was 3%. So that's why I say no inflation. They said inflation would go to 8% under the Donald Trump tariffs, but inflation came in at 2.7. We added 64,000 jobs in November. It's the greatest presidency. And remember, we in a second term lame duck president. Who else is giving you these facts? It's a MAGA Christmas. It's a MAGA Christmas. And 1776 to the troops, $12 billion to the farmers. All based off tariffs. All based off tariffs. Donald Trump's economy is winning. Donald Trump's economy is winning. I said after a 43-day shutdown, we got 1776 going to the troops. We got $12 billion in stimulus going to the farmers. Next year, you're going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. I said next year, you're going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. We're going to get trillions from tariffs. Here we go. Check the numbers, baby. Merry MAGA Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to all, including the radical left scum that is doing everything possible to destroy our country, but failing badly. We no longer have open borders. We no longer have men and women's sports. We no longer have transgender for everyone or weak law enforcement. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Minneapolis. Shout out to Chattahoochee Crunch. Shout out to Charlotte's Web in Charlotte, North Carolina. 5,000 deportees in 3 days. Shout out to Chattahoochee Crunch in New Orleans, Baton Rouge. 10,000 deportees in 1 week. Shout out to Portland. Shout out to Los Angeles. Shout out to ICE and immigration. Shut it down. Shut it down. On day one, we shut down the border. No more open borders. No more men's and women's sports. No more weak law enforcement. What we do have is a record stock market and 401ks rising, the lowest crime numbers. Memphis is a safe zone. Washington, D.C. is a safe zone. You know, the chief of police in Washington, D.C. had to quit. I said the chief of police in Washington, D.C. had to quit. She was lying about the numbers. She was lying about the numbers. Hello from Maryland. You know, the chief of police, she was a black female Democrat. She didn't know the chain of command. You know, the Mayor Bowser, she's the mayor in D.C. She's been mayor for 11 years, 10 years, and D.C. was shitty. Who saw Dave Chappelle brand new special? Who saw Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle gave up some honesty. Dave Chappelle said, I'm born and raised in D.C. Dave Chappelle said, he started off like a regular Democrat black person who didn't think about the issue. Oh, Trump is white and Trump is going to my hometown. That's how Dave Chappelle started out the joke, right? Dave Chappelle said, I need to go to Washington, D.C. because Trump is wrong. So Dave Chappelle telling a joke in his brand new special, Christmas special. Dave Chappelle says, he gets to D.C. and he drives around and he says, hey, you guys, I got to be honest. It's a lot cleaner. And the crowd goes crazy. First, Dave Chappelle says, as a black person, I was upset that Trump sent the National Guard to D.C. As a black person who grew up in D.C., when I arrived in Trump's D.C., I had to be honest. When I arrived in the Trump D.C., I had to be honest. It was cleaner. It was safer. Trump actually did a good job. This is Dave Chappelle, a black American who grew up in Washington, D.C., who was initially upset with Trump for deploying the National Guard. I said Dave Chappelle is a black, wealthy American who was initially upset with Donald Trump for deploying the National Guard in his hometown of Washington, D.C. When he returned home to see the effects of Donald Trump's deployment, he said he had to admit it was cleaner. He's never seen DC so clean and so safe. That's Dave Chappelle. I'm not the only black man who's not blind. I said I'm not the only black American who can see the reality. I'm not the only one who can see the reality. This is the reality. This is the reality we're living in. Dave Chappelle, born and raised in Washington, D.C. He was upset. Hey, Trump, don't send the National Guard to my city. Hey, Trump, don't send ICE to my... Then Dave Chappelle actually went to see the results. And guess what he saw? A beautiful place, a safe zone. Dave Chappelle had to admit that Donald Trump is the greatest president that you ever did see. On the MAGA Christmas, Donald Trump is the greatest president that you ever did see. On a MAGA Christmas. What we do have is GDP at 4.3. Can I say GDP at 4.3? GDP at 4.3. No inflation. What do I mean by no inflation? Inflation was 3%. Under Donald Trump tariffs, they said inflation would go up. Inflation actually came in at 2.7. They said inflation would go up to 8%. You know what I would love for the trolls to do? Give me facts. But it's okay. That's why we win in all of 2025. Huh? 4.3 GDP, 64,000 jobs added in November, right? These are realities, right? 1776 going to the troops, 12 billion going to the farmers, 2 points better than expected. Tariffs have been giving us trillions of dollars in growth and prosperity. These are the facts. Tariffs have given us trillions of dollars in growth and prosperity. It's giving us stimulus to farmers, to the military, and potentially next year, there are serious talks of giving the American people another stimulus. Remember, Donald Trump gave you a stimulus in his first administration. So with the tariff revenue, Donald Trump is positing a $2,000 stimulus check to the American people. He just gave one to the troops for 1776. Let me keep reading my information. It's the best podcast on YouTube. Trillions of dollars in growth and prosperity and the strongest national security we ever had. We are respected again, perhaps like never before. God bless America and President Trump. Trump wishes a Merry Christmas to everyone. Listen to this. It says the strongest national security we have ever had and a closed border. When Trump took office, the border was open and leaking. The border was open. By Democrat numbers, it said 10 million came across. By Republican numbers, 25 million. You pick your number. But the border was leaking like a sieve, right? Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee for president, was the non-existent border czar. She claimed to be black. It's okay if she's black. If she want to be black, it's okay with me if she's black. But is she the border czar? She couldn't tell us if she was black or if she was the border czar. Instead, she went to Munich Security Council and she told Putin that the Ukraine had a desire and a right to be part of NATO. The only problem with that is that Putin had only one ask, and Kamala and Biden only had one job. Did you guys know I said Kamala and Biden only had one job? Putin only had one ask. Now, Kamala was supposed to be the border czar of the Mexican-American border. Why she was in Munich giving speeches riling up Europe and trying to start another Cold War, I'll never know. Maybe you can tell me because there's a lot of geniuses in the chat, right? There's a lot of geniuses in the chat. She's supposed to be the border czar of the Mexican-American border. Instead, she's in Munich. She's in the Munich Security Council, and she says, and I quote, and I say this, and I'll quote that the Ukraine has a desire and a right to be part of NATO. The only problem with that, why is this important? Because Putin said the only thing that will make me go to war is if you try to make the Ukraine a member of NATO. Now, why is this important? Putin understands if Ukraine becomes part of NATO, then the West will try to put nuclear weapons on his border. They just don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like the camel sticking his nose in the tent, and before you know it, the camel is sleeping inside the tent. Putin understands the game. It's 4D chess. Putin understands the game. So, okay, you want the Ukraine to be part of NATO. Why? So you can put missiles. You want to put a NATO missile base. You want NATO troops in the Ukraine. Putin said that can never happen. That is a no-go. That is a no-no, right? That is a non-starter. So why would Kamala Harris, if she understood this, right? Why would Kamala Harris, if she understood this, go to the Munich Security Council and poke the bear? Legitimately, the cyber bear, right? Where is that? The Siberian coast, right? Why would she poke the bear, right? She went and said the Ukraine has a desire and a right to be part of NATO. Now we're in a war. So when we say Trump makes this the most secure country we've ever seen, what I read to you is the strongest national security. You could talk about the Ukraine. We could talk about the Venezuelan tankers. We could talk about the Venezuelan tanker that was sanctioned by Biden. Does anybody know how many tankers we've got? Does anybody know how many drug boats we've blown up? How many drug dealers are dead? Does anybody know how many drug boats we've blown up? How many drug boats have we blown up? How many tankers have we seized? So when I say the strongest national security, what you need to understand is that the tanker, the oil tanker, everybody said Trump is going after the oil. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that we are securing the country like never before, because Biden and Kamala Harris didn't care about your security, which is why they didn't win. Let me further give you an explanation. The oil tanker that was seized was sanctioned by Biden. Do you understand the complexities of what I'm saying? Biden did not secure the border in multiple fashion, right? The oil tanker that everybody is on the news talking about, Trump took the oil. Trump took the oil tanker was flagged and sanctioned by Biden, but Biden did nothing about it. Biden did nothing about it. Biden let them take oil and sell it to Hezbollah. Do you guys know that Maduro lost an election? Maduro lost an election in Venezuela. The minority leader had to get sneaked out of Venezuela by the CIA. It's a woman. She won the election. Maduro shouldn't even be in power. He's a dictator, right? He lost the election. You know what we learned from her? We learned from her that Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Hezbollah and Hamas all operate and make money in Venezuela. Did you guys know that? People are saying Trump is trying to take over Venezuela. Well, the opposition leader who won the election said, don't listen to the Democrats, because the truth is Venezuela has been taken over for the past 10 years by these terrorist organizations. They train there. How many people knew that terrorists from the Middle East train in Venezuela with the Venezuelan army? How many people knew that? How many people knew that? See, y'all think it's about oil. Now, why did too much propaganda? Go somewhere else. Too much propaganda. So why did Biden? Okay. So why did Biden flag the vote? For everybody who wants to troll, because this is the thing. Trump is doing cleanup. Trump didn't start the conflict in Ukraine. Can we be honest? Trump didn't start the conflict in the Ukraine. Trump was not president when the conflict in Israel started. Trump did not flag the Venezuelan tanker. Biden did. And Biden has not cleaned up his mess. Do you guys understand? The Democrats want the Republicans to wipe their ass. In Afghanistan, Biden left a mess for Trump. In Afghanistan, Biden left allies, tanks, weapons. Do you remember how Biden left Afghanistan? How Biden left the Ukraine? How Biden left Venezuela? Do you guys just want to be honest? right? So this oil tanker was flagged and sanctioned by the Biden administration, right? But Biden never arrested them and never seized the boat and never stopped the illegal flow of oil and guns. So the question is, why did Biden flag the boat? If you, because a lot of people are saying propaganda, they don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to understand what I am saying, ask yourself, why did the Biden administration flag the boat, right? This is the question. If you understand, because this is the logic, this is mathematical, this is methodical, mathematical. If you understand why Biden flagged the boat, then you understand what is happening. Biden flagged the oil tanker because Venezuela illegally traffics oil to people who are not friends of the United States. Can I even say terrorists? That is why Biden flagged the boat. Now, when the Trump administration saw the boat that Biden recognized, that's why the military knew it was a bad boat. Does everybody understand? When the Navy SEALs, when the Admiral in South, when they saw the boat, right? They checked the boat. The boat has spy level GPS. Does anybody ever read the news? The boat, the oil tanker from Venezuela had spy level GPS where they could hide from F-16s and hide from the aircraft carrier. Spy level GPS. It had a different marking and it was flying an African flag. It was flying the wrong flag. It did not say it was from Venezuela. Instead, it was lying, saying it was an African oil tanker, and it wasn't an African oil tanker. And the GPS system that they had, the spyware, was illegal. So they got on the boat and they seized the boat, right? They got on the boat and they seized the boat because of the spyware and the sanctions, the false flag, and the fact that they were going to illegally sell the oil. Now, you might want to know, what are they going to sell the oil to Hamas and ISIS? For guns. How do you protect the cocaine? The cartel needs guns, right? Biden left a bunch of guns in Afghanistan. The cartel needs guns to protect their drug trade. So it's a match made in heaven. Do you guys understand? It's a match made in heaven. The terrorists need oil because they need energy to fund their war, right? War is a machine. Can I get that in the chat? War is a machine. So it's a match made in heaven, right? It's a match made in heaven. You got what I want, you got what I need. You got what I want, you got what I need, right? So they sell the oil for the guns to protect the cocaine in the coca fields and be enforcers, right? Be enforcers, cartel enforcers, and run these countries with military style drug operations. And nobody ever wonders, well, how are they becoming militarized? How are the cartels becoming militarized? I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. How are the cartels becoming militarized, right? That's the question that nobody ever asked. Well, Biden understood. The Biden administration, for the dummies in the chat, right? For the dummies in the chat, the Biden administration understood this, right? They just didn't do anything about it, They just didn't do anything about it, right? The Biden administration understood this whole story, I'm telling you, that you guys don't know. The Biden administration knew it, so they flagged the boat. The Biden administration knew Venezuela was doing this with their dirty crude, so they flagged the boat because they caught them. But Biden never arrested them. Trump is the only one actually doing something. Trump announces a U.S. airstrike on ISIS in Nigeria, targeting killers of Christians. The U.S. launched airstrikes in Nigeria, Sokoto state, against ISIS fighters accused of killing Christians, confirming the operation through U.S. Africa Command in coordination with Nigerian authorities. They are talking about this in the chat. Trump called the strikes perfect. What's my name? Perfect. Perfect time to podcast. From the Department of War, Pete Hegeseth. Can I get a Pete Hegeseth in the chat? On this channel, we call him Pete Heggy Baby, fulfilling his prior threats. While video showed missiles from Navy vessels. Nigeria praised the precision hits amid ongoing cooperation. So Nigeria is cooperating with Trump, okay? Though critics like Justin Amash question the lack of congressional approval and casualty details remain undisclosed. Let's read the message Pete Hegseth posted Donald Trump Truth Social concerning the strikes in Africa, right? Pete Hegseth posted a message from Donald Trump concerning strikes in Africa. Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, and the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS, terrorist scum in the northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting, viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years. Y'all want to take a look and read it together? Let's read it together. Double tap hit the like button. This is Donald Trump, Truth Social, on the strikes in Africa on Christmas Day. Nigerians killing Christians. Trump just sent out bombs. Bombs over Baghdad. Tonight, at my direction, as Commander-in-Chief of the United States, I launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria. How many people knew we had ISIS in Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries? I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop killing and slaughtering Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes as the only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorist Donald Trump. I can't believe, oh my goodness. This is oh my goodness. This is Christmas. This is Christmas, Donald, Mr. President, this is what, let's read it, you guys. God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if the slaughter of Christians continues. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. Double tap, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap, hit the like button. Merry Christmas. We having a Merry Christmas episode today. I'm giving you the hot news, man. Everything I'm telling you is from today. I'm not giving you nothing old. I'm giving you today's news. Donald Trump been busy on Truth Social. So we got 2 posts from Donald Trump. We got a Merry Christmas to all the deplorable and the maggots and the maggots, the deplorables and the degenerates. He said, Merry Christmas to you and to all of the people who love old boy. And now Donald Trump, another Truth Social post on Christmas. So Donald, this is how we get to 225 executive orders in 1 year, right? This is how I started off the podcast. I built the foundation, layers on top of layers of facts. What did I do when I began? I began to tell you the story of the most productive second-term president to ever be in office. Can I get a double tap? I said I started off today's podcast telling a story of the most productive second-term presidency that we've ever seen in American history. And then I began to list the reasons why I argue Donald Trump is one of the most productive and successful second term. There's a reason why the liberal media, who Donald Trump sued successfully for fake news, there is a reason why the Democratic, socialist, left, liberal media wants to tell you Donald Trump numbers are low. Why do they want to keep saying you Donald Trump numbers are low? Donald Trump has the lowest numbers, because the reality is Donald Trump is actually one of the most productive and one of the most successful second-term presidents. And then I start to list my argument. Number 1, he passed the big, beautiful bill in 7 months. $1 trillion legislation, one of the largest bills that we've seen become law in the past 10 years. Donald Trump is in his second term. Do you understand? Barack Obama barely got the Affordable Care Act that will expire on December 31st, passing his first term. And Barack Obama was shut down in his second term, couldn't even get anybody elected to the Supreme Court. Donald Trump, conversely, in his second term has passed passed the largest legislation that we've seen. $1 trillion behemoth. He passed it in 7 months in his second term. Do you understand why I am making the argument I'm making on Christmas Day? No one has said this. No one has made this argument. And I have legitimate receipts. I have legitimate receipts. I am arguing today that Donald Trump has been one of the most productive and successful second-term presidents. I am juxtaposing it against Barack Obama's second term. Well, Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans stalled him out for 2 years. Barack Obama couldn't get anything done in his second term. Why? He was a true lame duck. Does anybody know what a lame duck is? Barack Obama was a true lame duck. He had second term. He was still president, but he couldn't get anything done because of Senate Republicans and Mitch McConnell. This is very different. This is a huge contrast to Donald Trump's second term. This is the argument today. In Donald Trump's second term, within the first 7 months, how many people know the big beautiful bill was submitted on January 3rd? He was sworn in just hours before. They started arguing the big beautiful bill on January 3rd of 2025. That is how you get it to law by July 4th, the celebration of Independence Day. Donald Trump signed $1 trillion legislation into law. One of the most successful presidential second terms ever. Again, I have more receipts. What other receipts do you have, Perfect? Donald Trump so far, 225 executive orders. Donald Trump in his first term only signed 220 executive orders in 4 years. Donald Trump in 12 months has signed more executive orders than he signed in 4 years. Again, bolstering my argument that Donald Trump is the most productive second-term president that we have ever seen. The most successful and the most productive second-term president that we have ever seen. What is your litmus test for great? Because I am defining greatness as we speak. If this is not greatness, $1 trillion legislation is 7 months. I don't know what greatness is. This is political greatness. I said $1 trillion legislation in 7 months. Where's your Green New Deal? Where's the Recovery Act? Biden didn't get shit passed. Why is the Affordable Care Act expiring? Because Biden and the Democrats are not successful politicians. Do you understand? Why is the Democrats losing? Why are your subsidies expiring? Why is your grandmother Medicare insurance about to skyrocket? Because the Democrats are horrible politicians. They don't have any successes. All you have is anger. Oh, we hate Donald Trump. We hate Donald Trump. But where is your policy? Where is your successes? You have none. Mike Johnson shut down the vote. The Affordable Care Act will expire. That means Obamacare dies. Obamacare is dead. All of your hopes, all of your change, all of your Wakanda, your mama, your black president is gone. The black president and all of his lies and all of his change is done. December 31st, the lie is over. Barack Obama's Obamacare never was what he promised. It never was free health care. He promised you free health care. You never got free health care. You never got what the Democrats promised. It was a hope. Remember all the bumper stickers? Hope and change. But in Barack Obama's second term, the true lame duck, they never fixed Obamacare. So 2008, you get Obamacare, but all the way in 2022, God, dog, that's 15 years. You mean 15 years later, we still are fixing Obamacare? Let it die. Let it die. Let it die. Let it die. 15 years after 2008, we're still fixing Obamacare. So to keep Obamacare, we got to fix it. Do you guys understand why? Why not let it die? It wasn't what he promised. It never was free health care. All it did was make the insurance companies trillionaires. You didn't get free health care. You didn't get what he promised. It doesn't pay for itself. So they had to create subsidies because it wasn't solvent. But then Biden did the most evil thing. Biden and the Democrats did the most evil and sinister, the best Christmas present that Republicans could ever have. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you, Democrats. What is the best Christmas present Democrats could ever have? Joe Biden and the Democrats made temporary. Joe Biden and the Democrats made the ACA Affordable Care Act subsidies temporary, and they put the date of December 31st. The Republicans didn't create this date. The Republicans didn't create this deadline. The Republicans did not make the subsidies temporary. Joe Biden put the bullseye on Obamacare. Joe Biden is the one who put the bullseye on Obamacare and said Obamacare dies December 31st unless you save it. Obamacare dies December 31st unless you save it. Joe Biden did that. That was evil. That was sinister. Joe Biden put a time bomb in the Senate. Joe Biden, tick, 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 tick. December 31st. The ticking time bomb will explode. The Democrats is the one who are the bomb makers. The Democrats are the bomb makers. They could have made the subsidies permanent. The Democrats could have made the subsidies permanent. Why didn't the Democrats make the subsidies permanent? Why would Joe Biden and the Democrats create a ticking time bomb? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? These are the realities of Christmas. These are the realities of Christmas. These are the realities of Christmas. Minnesota. You know I've been talking about ICE. How many people have been arrested in Trump's immigration ICE sting? Huh? How many people have been deported? I think the number is 250,000. You know what I talked about last week? 200. I said 5,000 in 3 days in Chattahoochee Crunch. Operation Charlotte Web, 10,000 in 5 days. $2 eggs. Trump said $1.95 gas. Trump said $1.95 gas. How much is your gas? Put the name of your state and put how much you pay for gas on Christmas. Put the name of your state and put how much you pay for gas on Christmas. Huh? How much did you pay for eggs on Christmas? Because everybody had a big old Christmas breakfast. You eat pancakes. You make pancakes for your kids, right? In the Christmas breakfast with some eggs. How much was those eggs? How much was that gas? Huh? Remember what I read to you. Inflation came in under. They said the tariffs, well, you know how long for months, you know how dedicated I am to this. You know how dedicated, because I know I'm right. When you right, you don't give up. I knew I was right about tariffs. Every day I debated, every day, going back to August. Who knows when tariffs first were initiated? August 1st. I debated tariffs all year. Everybody in the chat who's never read a book kept saying tariffs are a tax. And it became such a prevailing rumor that tariffs are a tax that the Fed chair, then it's great for me as a podcaster because I kept explaining to people that tariffs are not a tax, right? The Fed chair had to come out. Is it Ben Bernanke? Somebody put his name in the chat. I don't want to get it wrong. The Fed chair had to come out and explain to the American people that tariffs are not a tax on the consumer, right? I argued that the entire time. It's people still in the chat. People still in the chat saying something that they heard from a liberal media. I am quoting the Fed chair. I promise you, the people who say in the chat tariffs are a tax don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Fed chair. This person is saying, I'm a business owner. We're not talking about drugs. This is a drug dealer. Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Listen, let me highlight the drug dealer. Hold on. It's a drug dealer in the chat. It's a drug dealer in the chat. Alfonso Clinton. He's selling drugs. He wanna tell us that the drugs have See, Trump has been arrested on all the illegal immigrants who've been selling his drugs and buying his drugs, and so now it's harder for him to be a drug dealer. Stop selling drugs. Stop selling drugs and you can benefit from the Trump economy, Alfonso. Here's a drug dealer complaining about the cost of selling drugs is going up because Trump is, the drug boats. Think about it, man. The cocaine gotta be more expensive because Trump is blowing up drug boats. I asked you how many drug boats. It's 25 drug boats, 99 people dead, 25 tankers. So the cost of cocaine gotta be skyrocketing. Drug dealers gotta be struggling. So I get it, Alfonso. I get it. It's tough. It's hard out here for a pimp. You gotta make the money for the rent. It's hard out here for a pimp when you gotta make the money for the rent. Alfonso said, I'm a business owner. What business? What business? He didn't say what he did. What business? Hold on. Don't try and disrespect me. I put work in. What are we talking about? Don't play with me, bro. We talking about your big head drug dealing ass coming in here with that really rueful ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you cost more money. Yeah, because you a drug dealer. Cocaine has gone up because Trump is destroying drug boats. Beauty supply. Google it. Zari's beauty supply. You not Chinese. You don't own no beauty supply. Your last name is not Lee. You don't own no beauty supply. Now you gonna tell another lie. He owns a beauty supply. You don't own a beauty supply. You look like the type of person who steals from the beauty supply. I bet you if I go to your town where you from, they got a picture of you on the wall for stealing Murray's wave caps out the beauty supply. I'm going to take down that message. Thank you, man, for giving me that comic relief, man. Thank you for giving me that comic relief, man. Somebody said, you think Venezuela is bringing drugs to America? The price of coke is the same, without a doubt. Well, stop doing it. Venezuela is bringing drugs. I already gave you that proof. They bringing drugs. They run a cartel. Trade de Agua, right? People are, I know. It's Christmas and he cried about the Venezuela is sketch. I'm 100% support Ashes Nigeria. All right. Yeah, 100 years ago was bad. What does that have to do with anything? Trump posted 200 times a day because he knows his time is short. No. It's because he's the greatest. He is the greatest. Trump is the greatest. It is Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. That was funny, y'all. Only 2 of Trump's peace deals left holding. So you don't want peace? So you don't want peace? It's a Democrat. Imagine what it got to be like to be a Democrat. Our kids will study this. You guys are deranged, man. Yeah, they do got syndrome, man. They got syndrome, man. They want war just so they could prove Trump is bad or wrong. The argument just came across said his peace deals, Trump is trying to get peace, trying to get people save lives. Ukraine lost 27,000 men last month. Do you know how many people are dying in the Ukraine? Do you know how many do you care about humans' death? See, the Democrats didn't care about the shutdown. I argued earlier that the Democrats see shutting down the government as a viable political option, right? That's what they say. They see the government shutdowns as viable political option. How many people died in the Ukraine in October and November? Trump wants to stop the killing. He wants to stop the killing in Gaza. It's not Americans, bro. So when you argue in the chat and say Trump's peace deals are coming apart, yay, you are rooting for death. You are saying, I want Trump to fail at negotiating peace. If Trump fails at negotiating peace, the death continues and potentially gets worse. We don't want the conflict with Russia to escalate. I would love just another troll. I know, but this is great to call out because it's a troll, but it's actually liberal logic. are the illogical liberal logic, right? Like shutting down the government and hoping that Trump is not successful in peace talks. You hear it on CNN. I've heard this same ideology and rhetoric on CNN when they talk about, hey man, perfect salute to you. I've heard this same rhetoric on CNN saying, "Oh, Trump, it ain't gonna be no." Remember, they made fun of him when he was caught on the hot mic saying that Putin wants peace and I'm gonna do trilateral talks. And now, what do you see? You actually have trilateral talks, a 28-point peace plan. We have a 21-point peace plan signed in Egypt for Israel and Gaza, right? We have a 21-point peace plan. He's hoping it doesn't succeed. He's hoping there isn't peace in Israel and Gaza. He's hoping it doesn't succeed. A 21-point peace plan crafted in the UAE, signed in Egypt. When I gave the news about the 21-point peace plan that was signed in Israel and Gaza, I wanted people to pay attention of where it was signed and how it came about. The fact that, what's his name, Bibi Netanyahu was one of the last people to see the peace agreement, right? When Bibi saw the peace agreement, it had already been agreed upon. The UAE and the Saudis were the crafters of the peace agreement. That's why it was signed in Egypt. Did anybody understand why the 21 peace plan was signed in Egypt? This is the lack of understanding of geopolitics of the troll. This is the lack of understanding of geopolitics of the troll. When they say the things that they say, they don't know what they're talking about. They just say peace plan falling apart because they heard it on the news. They heard it on CNN. The truth is, their 21-point peace plan for Israel and Gaza was crafted in the UAE by Saudi royals and signed in Egypt, right? The truth is, Trump, when caught on the hot mic, is now in trilateral talks to get peace in the Ukraine. And one of the major things, because Kamala Harris said some stupid shit. Kamala Harris got us in this war when she said the stupid shit about the Ukraine joining NATO. One of the number one things in the peace plan is that the Ukraine can never be part of NATO. And Trump has said time and time again that the Ukraine will never be part of NATO and the Ukraine is not getting any more money from us, right? So that's why I believe in peace. I believe in peace and I believe in Trump. I believe in peace and I believe in Trump. What else is so great about this 28-point peace plan for the Ukraine peace deal? Well, it brings Russia into the G8 and it brings Russia into global trade. Russia, who we don't want to be in BRICS. We want Russia to get hooked on Western society. We want Russia hooked on the dollar. We want Russia hooked on America, big white pretty tits. We want Russia back friends. We want to trade with Russia. So Russia wants the milk and honey that America has to offer. Russia misses being able to be in the G8 and trade globally. This is a huge deal for Russia. So much so that Democrats and people like the president of France, Macron, don't like the deal because the deal favors Putin. It says Putin and his buddies are going to get rich. And it's true. The deal does favor Russia. Russia will win. In this peace agreement, Ukraine will not become part of NATO. Russia will get part of the Ukraine that it's already taken. They're not giving it back. And Russia also benefits from becoming part of the G8 and getting access to the global trade markets and all of the sanctions going away. This is a great deal for Russia. I never see MAGA deplorables. We didn't say it's not a great deal for Russia. We want peace. I don't want to give Ukraine any money. $300 billion from Biden. $300 billion from Biden. So I will agree to anyone who says that this is a great deal for Russia and Putin. It is. If you've read it, I read it. The problem is none of you read. You just listening to Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow. We actually read the peace plan here. And it does favor Putin, which is a good thing, which is why I believe it will succeed. You know who else it favors? It favors America. So Europe is upset. Europe is upset at the peace plan because the peace plan gets America its money back. We gave Ukraine $300 billion. So yes, there is Chevron deals. There is BlackRock deals. Yes, America is going to make some motherfucking money. America is going to make some motherfucker. Why don't people want America to make money? Where's all these liberals? Don't cry for me, liberal Democrats, anymore. I don't want to hear your tears. I don't want to hear the liberal Democrats' tears about Ukraine and Ukraine. Fuck that. We gave them $300 billion. Yes. Yes, America will make money on the peace fucking process. You motherfucking right. You motherfucking right. America will make money and Russia will make money and the Ukraine is fucked. Yes, the Ukraine is fucked. So don't blame Trump. Don't blame Trump. And it's not America's job to save the Ukraine. It's not America's job to save the Ukraine. We're not. I don't think I'm a millionaire. I don't want to pay for Ukraine fucking arming Nazis. Do you know who the Azov battalion is? Huh? Do you know how the Ukraine is fighting this war? Do you know who the Azov battalion is? Huh? Do you know how the Ukraine, do you know Biden and Obama militarized neo-national football hooligans who claim to have Nazi ideology? Huh? That's the Azov battalion. They were a street gang in 2014. Before Biden and Obama, they were just street punks, football hooligans, racist, right? Racist football hooligans and street punks. But after Biden and Obama and the day of revolution, they militarized these neo-nationals, gave them guns, trained them how to be soldiers. You know what ended up happening with this street gang named the Azov Battalion, who wears neo-Nazi garb on their uniforms? Does anybody know what happened to the football hooligans, the street gang? Huh? Does anybody know? Well, they got enveloped into the Ukraine military. They didn't have to go through boot camp. They didn't have to go through boot camp. They got enveloped into the Ukraine military and they became legitimate soldiers. The leader of the Azov battalion became part of the parliament under Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Did you guys know any of this? So I don't want money going to the Ukraine. So it's true. In the peace deal, the US and the Russia are the major benefactors, and I am perfectly okay with that. And if you are an America first, you should be okay with America benefiting because the Ukraine benefited from us. $300 billion, right? $300 billion, right? And NATO is now paying more money under Trump, and we're no longer in the Paris Climate Accords. Do you guys know when Biden, first administration, Trump took us out of the Paris Climate Accords? Guess what Biden did as soon as he became president? Made us back on the tip of NATO in Europe. And Kamala Harris started talking about the Ukraine being part of NATO, and then in all this NATO proliferation. Biden started all this Cold War bullshit and all this NATO proliferation. Trump, as soon as Trump was elected, what did he do? He took us back out of the Paris Climate Accords and he told NATO that America will leave NATO. Are you guys listening? Trump took us back out of the Paris Climate Accords. This was chess. These were chess moves to show Putin that we mean business and that we don't want a conflict anymore. Trump took us back out of the Paris Climate Accords and told EU that if you don't pay more money in NATO, we will leave NATO. That was not a message to the Europeans. That was a message to Putin. That was a message to Putin to say America is not taking care of Europe anymore. You don't have to worry about America in the proxy war anymore. That was a message to Putin. We ain't helping Ukraine. We're not helping Europe. We're no longer in the Paris Climate Accords. Europe has to take care of itself. It's America first. And if they want to fight, they're going to have to fight their own battles. We are no longer going to be paying for Europe's wars. And that's what Trump said to NATO. And now NATO is paying more money, and we're not in the Paris Climate Accords, and we have a peace plan that does not benefit France. We have a peace plan that benefits America, not France. I'm okay with that. Macron, you're not the leader. The peace plan benefits America. It's not the best peace plan for France. I will admit that. I will admit the peace plan is not the best for France. I don't give a fuck. It's America first. It's America first. It's America first. Man, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. See, Kamala was the first person to tell us about joining NATO. You coming in late, bro. I'm going to put your time out for a couple hours. You coming in late, bro. You coming in late, bro. I love your enthusiasm. I love your enthusiasm. Come back tomorrow. You coming in late, bro. Coming in late, have you count the dead bodies in the you coming in late, bro. You coming in late, bro. You coming in late, bro. Coming in late, bro. Who is the ACA? Sorry, I don't know. Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is expiring on December 31st. Obamacare dies. Obamacare dies, and Congress Majority Leader Mike Johnson sent Congress home. Majority Leader Mike Johnson sent Congress home. There will be no vote. There will be no vote. That means Obamacare dies. Victory Republicans. How you doing, tennis? Love, victory Republicans. Fatality. You know how they say in Mortal Kombat? Fatality. Obamacare dies on December 31st. But don't blame Mike Johnson. Don't blame Mike Johnson. Biden made the subsidies temporary. Biden made the subsidies temporary. France is losing with African countries. Oh man, Cat, somebody, y'all coming with some fire in the chat. Y'all coming with some fire in the chat. Y'all see that? Where's the Africa at? Where's the Africa at? Tonight, this is Trump on Africa. This is Pete Hegeseth, Trump on Africa. Tonight, at my direction, as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria. Now, we just talked about terrorists in Venezuela. Now, here's another story about there's global networks, and Trump is the first president to go after these global networks. Now, we're talking about ISIS terrorists in Nigeria. How many people knew there were ISIS? What else is in Nigeria? Oil. They need the oil to fund war. It's a war machine. Nobody is thinking this out. They just hate Trump so much they don't think it out. Why are all these terrorists around oil? It's a war machine. Y'all don't get it? It's a war. They're at war. You are asleep. They're at war and you're asleep. They're at war and you're asleep. That's why they're in Venezuela. That's why they're in Nigeria. That's why they're proliferating globally. That's why it was such a big deal with the open borders. Do you guys know this was still the case during Biden's administration? When we had open borders, that's why we got people from Yemen driving in California with CDLs, killing people on the freeway, because this was the same circumstances during the Biden administration. The proliferation of global terrorism, and Biden opens the borders. Biden opens the borders post-pandemic when we're in the recovery, and he knows there's a proliferation globally. ISIS in Venezuela, Nigeria, Trinidad de Agua, and they just come across the border. Okay, Trump, this is Trump talking about Africa. Tonight, with my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in the northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop slaughtering Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight there was. The Department of War, under the leadership of Pete Hegeseth, executed numerous perfect strikes, as the only United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership and Pete Hegseth, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. I'm reading Donald Trump Truth Social. This is Christmas. This is Donald Trump talking about the Department of War on Christmas, talking about an armed strike in Nigeria, and it already happened. A targeted missile strike on ISIS in Nigeria. Donald Trump says, "May God bless our military. Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues." This is Donald Trump on Christmas. This is Donald Trump on Christmas. You can't make this stuff up. What is this? Tonight, my direction as Commander-in-Chief is this. I see a video here. I got a video here of one of the explosions. Let's take a look at this right here. Let's take a look at this right here. What's going on in Nigeria? Let's take a look at what's going on in Nigeria. Merry Trumpmas, everybody. Merry Trumpmas, everybody. Y'all see it in the background, right? Y'all see it. This is what's going on right now. I got another one. Hold on. Here we go. Fair use. Off the coast of Africa. Attacks on ISIS in Nigeria. First person with the news report. Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm giving it to you first. I got video. I got the Truth Social post. Nobody else is giving it to you. Breaking news. Let's go to breaking news. Breaking news moments ago. Let's get into it. Merry Christmas, deplorables. Merry Christmas, my Maga Knights. Let's get into it. Donald Trump strikes in Africa, ISIS in Nigeria.
Breaking moments ago, President Trump announcing a powerful strike against the Islamic State in Nigeria. Let's go back to Madison Scarpino live in West Palm Beach with the breaking details. Madison?
Yeah, Mike, President Trump says that strike was deadly, and he says it's because they've been targeting and viciously killing primarily Christians. Now, he just made the announcement on Truth Social saying in part, quote, "I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay." And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues.
Breaking moments ago, President Trump announcing a powerful strike against the Islamic State in Nigeria.
A powerful strike against the Islamic State in Nigeria. Number one in the YouTube algorithm. Double tap at the like button. Number one in the YouTube algorithm. The name is the Perfect Timing Podcast. Double tap, hit the like button. Number one in the YouTube algorithm. Double tap, hit the like button. Nobody else giving you this information. Number one in the YouTube algorithm. Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast. We are the deplorables. We are the Maga Knights. We are the ones who love you. Double tap, hit the like button. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Eastern time tonight, about an hour ago, that President Trump announced that the U.S. had launched strikes inside of Nigeria, targeting and killing elements of ISIS in the northwestern part of the country. We don't know how many people were injured, how many were killed in this American strike. What we do know is President Trump says the reason the strike was launched is because he says Christians within Nigeria, as you mentioned, have been targeted, not just over the last year, but really over the last several years. He broke this news on Truth Social with a pretty lengthy post. I'm going to just read to you the back half of that post. He says, quote, "I previously warned these terrorists that if they do not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes. Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues." We also saw the secretary, Pete Hegseth, say, quote, that the president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must.
Let's read this out loud, everybody. It's Pete Hegseth, Department of War. On this channel, we call him Pete Heggie, baby. The president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Department of War is always ready. The Pete Hegseth is a fool, man. Merry Christmas, Pete Hegseth. He said the Department of War is always ready. And so ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. Wow, these are Christmas posts. More to come. Grateful for Nigerian government support and cooperation. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Pete. Merry Christmas, Pete Hegseth, baby.
Must end. He says the Department of War is always ready. So ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come, and grateful for Nigerian government support and cooperation. We know, because we've confirmed with a Pentagon official, that the Nigerian government was working with the United States. There was approval, and they worked in conjunction on these strikes.
So that's for everybody. That's for all the trolls. That's for everybody in the chat. Did you just hear that confirmed? This is not Donald Trump and go to Congress, and this is Donald Trump working with Pete Hegseth, the Department of War. This is geopolitics, global diplomacy, working with Nigeria. Nigeria had a problem with terrorists. They needed help from America. This is a joint task force in conjunction, right? This is a joint task force working in conjunction with the Nigerian government. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Double tap at the like button. Donald Trump does it again on Christmas. Merry Christmas, MAGA. Merry Christmas, MAGA.
Ago that President Trump announced that the U.S. had launched strikes inside of Nigeria, targeting and killing elements of ISIS in the northwestern part of the country. We don't know how many people were injured, how many were killed in this American strike.
So understand this. Let's get the facts straight. So Trump launched, we showed the video of the missiles launching. So Trump has a successful strike. ISIS was missiles, and they died, right? This is what I'm giving you right now. In Africa, in Nigeria, Trump targeted Islamic extremist terrorists, and they have killed ISIS. Killed ISIS. Double tap at the like button. Breaking news. Excuse me, breaking news.
Strike. What we do know is President Trump says the reason the strike was launched is because he says Christians within Nigeria, as you mentioned, have been targeted, not just over the last year, but really over the last several years. He broke this news on Truth Social with a pretty lengthy post. I'm going to just read to you the back half of that post. He says, quote, "I previously warned these terrorists that if they do not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes. Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues." We also saw the secretary, Pete Hegseth, say, quote, that the president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. He says the Department of War is always ready. So ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come, and grateful for Nigerian government support and cooperation. We know, because we've confirmed with a Pentagon official, that the Nigerian government was working with the United States. There was approval, and they worked in conjunction on these strikes. So that is an important caveat to this story here. Just some background. In Nigeria over the last year, sectarian violence has continued to be a major problem. Tens of thousands of Nigerians have been either kidnapped or killed, both Christians and Muslims, targeted and killed by terrorist organizations like ISIS and like Boko Haram. In fact, human rights NGO International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law says that this year alone, there were about 7,000. Again, this has been ongoing essentially since 2009 when Boko Haram really established a foothold in Nigeria, Jessica. So we are seeing this killing, again, Muslims and Christians. But tonight, President Trump emphasizing the fact that Christians have been targeted and killed. He has been saying this for some time, that this might be a possibility. And tonight on Christmas, we are seeing American strikes within Nigeria.
On Christmas, we are seeing American strikes within Nigeria. Breaking news, not yesterday, not 5 months ago. On Christmas, this is breaking news, brand new. Breaking news, President Trump mission in ISIS in Nigeria on Christmas. No one else is presenting this breaking news. I came on here to give y'all the hot shit. That's all I do, is give y'all the hot shit. That's it. Breaking news. If y'all want to see the missile launch again, let's look at it again. Red meat for the deplorables. Huh? America first, ladies and gentlemen. America first. Cut. Another successful mission. Another successful mission. Nigeria, ISIS terrorists in Nigeria. Pay attention, man. Take notes. Somebody put them on. Let me put them in. Who did we hit? I'm gonna put you on timeout. If you don't pay attention in class, you're going to go to the back of the class. That's right. Don't mess with USA. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news.
Some Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also.
Let's see. This is Trump talking about Nigeria. This is Trump on Air Force One.
They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that.
Trump said we're not going to allow that. Not on my watch. Trump said not on my watch, MAGA. It's not about the oil. Just like in Venezuela, we don't need the oil. We got the shale gas. We got enough oil. America produces 100% of its oil needs after the shale gas in the first Trump administration. As far as Venezuela oil is concerned, Venezuela has crude. In Venezuela, their oil is so dirty and so difficult to get and retrieve. We create 14 times amount of oil as Venezuela. For every barrel of oil, we create 14 barrels. Now, the Venezuelan dirty crude is expensive and dangerous to extract, and even more expensive and dangerous to refine because it's so dirty. No one is telling you this on the liberal media. They are not telling you that America cannot benefit from Venezuelan dirty crude and that we already are self-sufficient in oil. They ain't telling you that. This has been a great podcast. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank everybody. Cheap Sitco guys, put your state and put how much you paying for gas right now. Drill, baby, drill. Hey, double tap, hit the like button. My name is Perfect. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast, #1 podcast on YouTube for geopolitical debate. I wanted to come and do a Christmas episode. And celebrate with you guys. Bakersfield 385. That's kind of high, but California got the highest gas. I think I paid $3.50. I paid $3.50 in California, right? $2.19. Peace be with you. Shout out to you, Kat. Thank you for supporting the chat. Soft-side, I see you, Soft-side. Michigan 249. Who is that? Subscribe. Who is that? Subscribe. Glad I came across your channel. Who's that? Mia Romas. Thank you for subscribing. Johnny 5, I see you, Johnny 5. I see you, Catwalk. AP3, I see you. I see you. Saltwater Life, I see you. Virgil Nigel, I see you. Burr Russell, I see you. Caroline, I see you. Betty, I see you. Rotten Dead 187, I see you. I sub and like for the fire and the brimstone. Salute to you. Aztec, I see you. Aztec 420, I got some permanent marker, Aztec. Merry Christmas to you. I'm on this permanent marker. I'm over here getting it in on this permanent marker. Anybody who knows 420 friendly, you know about the permanent marker. That lucky one, salute to you. 240 national average. Sellers, when was America great for black people? Ever since we got here. Ever since we got here. Ever since we got here. Texas, also low gas prices. That's Estella Rangel, Stacy Stoltz, Flags 280. Shout out to you, Stacy. 219 in Texas for Mayor Amos. I can't say your name right. Ma Amaros, maybe that's it. Y'all help me out. Bud Russell, liberal states have the highest gas. Yup. And California has the highest out of all of them. Aztec 420 said he subbed. You know, he know about that permanent marker. What does it say? Tennessee 214. And that's from Michelian. Roz taking his crime international. Roz said taking his crime international. Chad said that, Johnny, exactly the issue. Launching Tomahawks is in fact an act of war objectively. Was it Tomahawks? Was it Tomahawks? Why are you trying to bring down the mood, Chad? Chad, fuck you, Chad. Why are you trying to bring down the mood? And you know, I hate them people like that at the dinner party. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring down everybody on the high right now, Chad. It's Christmas. And you want to come with that shit. And then at the end, he said, objectively. Well, fuck you, Chad. Objectively. Chad, fuck you objectively. But that's a good comment, Chad. That's a good comment. Okay, I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to put you on timeout because that was a good comment, Chad. But objectively, respectively, fuck you. Right now, look at this. 159 in Milwaukee. Who is that? That's Amid Mom. Christine Daniel. Sorry, it's not been a Merry Christmas thanks to Trump. Or Rump. You spelled that wrong, Christine Daniels. I'll give you a chance to come back. Why is it not a Merry Christmas? You got your food stamps. You got your Section 8. You better be happy while you got it. Did you guys know that 18 states, if you live in the red state, you better be happy and celebrate because you won't be able to buy soda in 2026. 18 states accepted waivers from Robert F. Kennedy. Maha, make America healthy again. You will not be able to buy soda. So if you can buy soda, you better go buy it right now. Complaining and bitching and moaning and shit. We don't even see his race. Absolutely. Yes, they do and cry about it the most. LOL, president of war. Shout out to Pete Hegesel. Pete Heggie, baby. LOL. Chico Blanco said 476 in Eureka, California. I don't believe you, but I'm gonna put you on, Chico. I'm gonna get you because I live in California. Ain't no 476. So May. Oh, May, almost May. That's your name is May. I'm gonna just call you May. That's easier. Shout out to you, May. You looking real cute in that thumbnail. I like the sexy little glasses look. I like when women be having the glasses, be looking sexy and shit. Shout out to you, May. U.S. air travel sucks. Thank you, Trump. The lucky one. Y'all coming in with the bullshit. What else we got? Tony Baloney. I see you, Tony Baloney. I seen you in here before. Chevron is leaving California after having its headquarters for 150 years. Yeah, man, I learned this in my chat. I got W. Everybody say W chat. I got the best chat because I learned that from the chat and we did the research. Chevron left. Chevron in 2024, but also I learned from the chat. Valero left. BP already left. So California could be looking at $6 to $8 gas next year. I thought they were trolling me. I thought they were trolling me when they told me about Chevron and all these people leaving at $6, $8 gas in California. I thought they were trolling. And then we looked it up. We went to Chat GPT, we looked it up, and they said, yeah, Chevron already left in 2024. But then they went into all the other oil companies that already left. And it said, this is why that gas prices could go to $6 to $8 in California. And I was like, wow, I thought they was trolling me in my chat. But nah, yeah, everybody left California. Everybody left. That's not a troll. That's true. And I live here, so I don't know what's going to happen. You look like the dude from Do the Right Thing. Why you step on my sneaker? Yeah, I got it. It's a mohawk, too. It's a mohawk. You know what I'm saying? It's a mohawk. I just got my shit cut. Merry Christmas. That was Rad Rogue. Merry Christmas. Yes, so is Valera. Yep, they leaving. Yeah, I thought y'all was trolling when y'all first told me that. I don't know how many people in California you think really know. I didn't know. I live here. I didn't know. And it was surprising when I looked it up to find out that Chevron left already. Chevron left in 2024. Everybody left. They already left. Just the CEO left. Just the last few people are leaving now. But the move already happened. It ain't even like California could go protest and say, don't leave, you're leaving, and we need you, and we can't even do that. They're already gone. By the time the public realizes what's happening, it's already too late. When we researched it, what they told me is, what the computer said, the last people are leaving, but you late. They left in 2024. The company already left California. That's what the Chat GPT told me. Chevron already left. Chevron is gone. And I was like, what? Yeah, they said it's gone already. Everybody already left. This last little bit is leaving in 2025, but the company left in 2024. I was like, wow. And then it went into everybody else who left. Wait a minute, Trump's then was giving orders to bomb Nigeria while embedded in Santa's travel plane. This way, yes, candy, bad idea for people. Soda pop, no soda. Chevron is a dead company. My mom wants to know if this is a kid-friendly channel. Let me answer you by block, and you block. If you sitting there using soda as a way to talk shit, that's stupid. As ASF LMO, I am informing people who are bitching and moaning about having a bad Christmas that it's going to get worse. That's all I'm doing. Soda is leaving. That's all. That's not a mohawk. That's cheese curls. That's a good one. That's not a mohawk. That's a good one. That's a good one. You get to stay. That's a good one. California has 0 U.S. gas imports. Only I used to live in California. Left California. Yeah. Prices were high then, $6 a gallon. Under Biden and Obama, I've seen $8 a gallon. California loves fish sticks. Wow. That's not funny, so you lose. Maga is just another pop-up on Deflection Highway. I don't like that one either, so you lose. All right, y'all, I'm going to shut it down. Merry Christmas, man. Thank you for your show. Thank you, too, Stellar Angel. Double tap, hit the like button, super chat, send gifts. We didn't get no gifts. Usually we get a lot of gifts. Got a lot of likes today, but we didn't get a lot of gifts, though. But hit the super chat. Roger came through, donated $5. Shout out to the Roger Report. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with the Roger Report. Thank you for the $5 super chat from Roger. Merry Christmas to Roger and the Roger Report. Y'all double tap in. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same bat time, same bat. Normally I go live at 11 a.m., like 11 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I went live tonight because it's Christmas and a lot of breaking news about Africa and the Truth Social post. I wanted to get that out. I wanted to read you guys Donald Trump's MAGA Christmas message, and we had a fire show. Thank you, Virgil. Thank you, Rad Rogue One. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Y'all have a dope Christmas, a dope holiday. Tune in to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow with more MAGA news. God bless America. God bless you. Merry Christmas.